list of silly gamer tags I have saved that I've updated over a decade. That's still only like 6 names long. Oh, the funny ones would be some of them I've encountered, some of them I've come up with. One of them was DJ Slip and Slide. That was a 360.
Nice.
Just the funniest shit I've ever seen. Spelled out correctly and everything. Not as funny, but I have seen on I think it was Battlefield 3 on PlayStation 4. A guy's name was Horsecock Cumshot. All perfectly spelled, capitalized, and spaced. Just all of that, all day. He just walked around with that like right on his thing. People were friends with them and whatever. I was just like, how did you get that? How is that okay?
How did you?
Hey, Boingo, do we want to complain about
answers?
Boingo? Do we want to complain about multiverses?
I haven't heard anything about what's been going on with multiverses other than they're trying to come back.
Yeah, I guess I could just complain about it to you.
Let's complain about multiverses. We
Brothers
can complain about the gaming industry because of the whole Apex Legends thing.
What?
Apex Legends thing.
Yeah, EA is like laying off a ton of employees. A majority of the people that are working on Apex Legends are getting laid off.
Oh yeah, the respawn guys.
Right.
That sucks.
It's been like 5 years.
I mean, that could also extend to other layoff stories because I got some unfortunate news.
Schaefer laid you off.
No, he did not. I mean, it's related to one of Shafe's interests. I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
it was a DreamWorks laid off.
Yeah, there's just things we can talk about there.
Yeah, we'll say hold our horses, guys. Hold our horses.
This horse is too big. I can't hold it. My arms are too little for this giant, big ass horse.
It's got those little T-Rex arms.
I knew Rex.
Yeah, for how somewhat forgettable Meet the Robinsons are, that scene.
Shut up. Fuck you. I don't like you saying that.
I said somewhat forgettable. It is a good movie, and it's good. It is one of the best early 3D Disney movies.
Well, it was the second one after Chicken Little.
Yes, but if you go like Chicken Little, that guy, The Wild, like it's the best.
The
Wild out of those
wasn't
guys.
even by Disney. It was like a co-production. It was just like, hey, we'll give you money, studio. Apparently, wait, who was in The Wild? I forgot. Was Jimmy Kimmel in The Wild? No, it's like my friend made a joke about The Wild, about an actor who's in... No, Wes Anderson was in The Wild for some reason. And I have no idea. Like, let me double check this.
Which one's
Anderson.
The Wild?
The one, it's the Madagascar ripoff.
Oh.
Wait, let me double check.
Into the Wild?
Oh.
Not into... Maybe Into the Wild.
Yeah, the Emil Hirsch movie, yeah.
I'm
Pretty
double
late
checking.
for Disney, I thought.
Double checking.
I'm thinking
what was
of
he an
Over
actor
the
in?
Hedge, and I don't think that's correct.
No, Over the Hedge is
No.
Spider down here.
Well, I think I might have made that shit up.
God damn, just absolutely.
Like my friend sent me a giraffe.
And
my friend sent me a giraffe,
it.
and I assumed it was like from the wild. So
what is the Wild?
It's zoo animals in Central Park.
Oh, it was Sing. It was Sing. He voiced a giraffe in Sing.
That's pretty.
Sing was
That's a completely different company, Buster.
I know, but it just like look at this and tell me it doesn't. Giraffe.
It does giraffe. That's a good point.
I don't know.
I hadn't considered that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm losing my shits already.
It's okay, Buster. It's okay. You've had a day.
The Wild came out in 2006.
Yeah, that was
a wild time.
Yeah, 2006. What happened in 2006? Sonic 06? That's it.
Almost Transformers?
It was almost Transformers. It was almost the live action movie in the animated.
Oh yeah, what was that? What was before animated? Was that some
Cybertron?
Yeah, it would have been Cybertron.
Fuck? What happened?
It looks like AI. What the hell?
Oh, that was early 3D for you. Like
it's the cartoony proportions with the realistic texture.
Yeah, the lion.
The eyes are what kill me.
Yeah, the eyes are so bad. Like, look at that snake. That snake is coked out of his mind.
Yeah, and like the giraffe snout being like projected straight. It's so uncanny.
The snake had a really annoying voice in that.
Yikes.
That's the best foot forward.
I bet.
This is a frame from the movie.
Oh boy. Oh no. Oh,
I think this might look worse than Dinosaur. And that's saying a lot.
Oh yeah, that's another one of their first 3D
Dinosaur. I'm nostalgic for that. That's what I'll say.
I'm sorry, Cody. I'm sorry to insult your
No,
heart.
it's
I
alright. You're allowed
apologize,
to
Cody.
not like
This is
things.
my first time ever seeing this, and I'm just having a visceral, instinctive reaction to it in my reptile brain.
Oh, here's a fun frame. Here's a fun frame from the movie.
That's ominous.
Why the popcorn penis bucket? Popcorn
What
skirt.
really makes this for me is the IGN.com watermark.
Yeah. I love IGN.com.
Oh man, that's the old IGN.com.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
relic.
Watermark.
Everything about this picture is like so 2006.
That
Yeah.
IGN watermark reminds me of the old Infinity Ward.
yeah.
Logo.
Oh yeah.
Wait, they had that like in 2018? Really?
Get him.
Oh wait, Boingo, you read Ultimate X-Men yet? Wait, no, save that for the podcast.
This whole time I've been flying this Hornet around and fighting different bugs with my friend Gage, whose server this is, and I guess guiding me around as we're leveling.
Yeah.
And this is actually a lot of fun. Just doing this. Like it's not like
Right on.
high IQ like lock-in type stuff. It's just pull right trigger and fight different bugs.
It's a podcast game, yeah.
Oh no, yeah. The 3D animated movies, I was like thinking of like Meet the Robinsons. It's like in the middle of Chicken Little and Bolt, and it's like out of those three, it is the best.
Bolt is fucking a wild movie to exist.
Well, they played that a lot of time during like when I watched the Disney Channel.
Yeah,
it's because it had their darling at the time.
Yeah,
John Travolta.
Not John Travolta.
Oh my god, I forgot John Travolta was.
Sorry,
Right?
I've been watching a lot of shit about John Travolta today.
Oh yeah, like the big thing I know him from, like in modern times, is what's that movie called?
Grease.
Not
Wild
Grease.
Hogs.
No, it's The Fanatic.
My favorite. I was just talking to my friend. We're gonna watch it in the immediate future. We're watching all the fan remakes that just get progressively more and more ableist.
Oh yeah, The Fanatic is so ableist. Yeah.
Chris, didn't me and you go see Wild Hogs in theater together when we were kids?
No.
What I watched was White Man's Burden with John Travolta.
Oh,
That's an actual title of a movie.
I mean, it's the actual title of a poem from back in the day.
Yeah, it's Rudyard Kipling, the guy that did the infamously pretty racist Jungle Book. So the plot of this movie, it has a Japanese director, inexplicably. The plot of this movie is that white people and black people have swapped social positions, which
okay, don't say anymore. Don't say anymore. Don't say anymore. I think I get it now.
I also watched Soul Man with C. Thomas Howell, which is just a hate crime.
Yeah,
It's from the early 80s, and C. Thomas Howell does blackface to steal a black lady's scholarship to Harvard. James Earl Jones.
You know, sometimes that just happens. You know, sometimes you just gotta do that a little bit.
Sometimes a hate crime happens.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
You hate it so much, it might as well be a crime.
I had a dime for every time.
If I had a dime for every time a hate crime happened, I'd fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Because I'd be tormented by the dimes.
The sins of your...
you drown in them. Yeah, it's like a
It would just sound like you hit a jackpot 24/7.
Yeah, but you'd be drowning in the sins of man.
You know what? That'd be pretty fucked up to know the magical limitations of what is a hate crime.
Yeah.
Yes.
What does magic consider a hate crime?
Like the worst version of Shinigami Eyes.
I'll tell you, I'm fighting some mosquitoes in this game right now, and they are not as big as they are in Florida.
Huh.
Of course not.
Oh, what do they drop? Bloodsack. Ew.
Did you know that the only mosquitoes that drink blood are female mosquitoes, and that male mosquitoes actually drink tree sap?
I didn't.
Oh, wow, I didn't.
Yeah.
This makes that one episode of One Punch Man make a whole lot more sense.
Ignore what I was saying. It was going to be a lie anyways.
How could you lie to us?
It's one of my favorite things to get myself through the workday is to... Because like, I do usually not shut up at work, and most of the girls at work just know I guess they look to me as we look to you, Chris, is the only way I could put that.
What?
No, that's not correct. I don't know. That's not happening. I don't know. They just know that I know a bunch of weird bullshit nonsensical facts about things they have nothing idea about.
Boingo, when are you going to introduce the podcast?
Hello, it's a podcast.
Yay!
It's Modular Components. Sorry you missed last week. I was sick.
I was sad.
I'm better now. I still have a cough, so you may hear those. But as always, we have the Immaculate Buster. Say hello, Buster.
Hi. It's Ramadan, so I'm fasting. Actually, I'm not fasting. I already ate. Like,
It's sunset by now, right?
yeah, it's sunset by now. Yeah, so I already ate. Actually, I might have to leave midway through to get some. I'm gonna do that right now to get food, popcorn. You all introduce yourselves.
Snow cone.
My name is Snonathan Conison son. No, that's whatever. And that's it. That's my name.
That's the gag. All right. We also have a special guest. Say hello, Tim.
Hi, Tim Shields, Zaya America. I'm here now.
Yeah. Be here now. It's like Oasis.
What a strong
More like
name.
a Neil Breen movie, let's be honest.
Oh god. Oh shit! Now I just remembered Blur has a new album out. I need to check it out.
Like Damon Albarn Blur?
Yeah.
Like Mr. Gorilla?
Yeah, Mr. Gorilla Man.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was still doing that.
Yeah. Well.
That's my disconnect from music. Like I don't understand it because I'm a words autistic and not a math autistic. So like I just always assume that people just like do one thing all the time, like I do. But then you see bands that are in dudes that are in like 5 bands, and you're like, oh whoa.
Yeah. No. It's also like it's hilarious because you start looking into, for lack of a better way of describing it, music scenes.
Yeah.
And it's like 4 or 5 dudes are in like 50% of the bands.
Right.
Because like one band would break up, and then next week like 3 of the guys got another of their buddy to sing, and that's another band.
Yeah.
And then they wanted to each do different projects, so they split off and made 2 different bands, but all 3 bands are operating at the same exact time.
Right.
That was very much like the SoCal and Bay Area punk scenes.
Interesting.
That's not when you said SoCal. That is not what I thought.
Well, I also thought Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
No, Southern
We
Cal.
are
So, yeah,
programmed.
sure,
That
whatever.
is Pavlovian.
Jesus.
Are they ever gonna make another Soul Calibur?
No.
They made a new Tekken. Isn't it Tekken Calibur?
I asked Soul Calibur Man and John Soul Calibur, and he told me no. So
Yeah, I mean, like I heard there was like some shit going on with the producer, and like it already was a miracle that Soul Calibur 6 happened after the disaster of 5. So.
I'm just saying words.
But isn't Harada like just full on like, yeah, no, fighting games. Let's do fighting games.
Yeah, but
I can see him just go like, all right, we're making Soul Calibur, right?
Yeah, I hope they do. It would be fun. I mean, like Tekken 8 didn't have any guest characters, so maybe they'll put all their guest character energy into the Soul Calibur 7.
Who would you want as a guest in Soul Calibur 7?
That's a good question.
Hideaki Anno.
No, I'm trying to think of a sword guy. I'm trying to think of a sword guy.
You know who would be cool? And they already have a relationship with Square to do it?
Oh.
Sora.
Sora.
Yeah, that would work. That would work really
Sora's
easily.
already made his way
to
to
Smash
fighting
Bros.
games.
Yeah, he's in Smash Brothers, but like...
Oh, yeah, Nintendo's not going to let that happen.
No. Here's the thing. That doubles down the reason why they can do it. Because who co-developed Smash Brothers?
Bandai Namco.
I don't know.
Sorry, Tim, we're out gaming you in our knowledge.
That's quite all right.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, that's why Pac-Man's in Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, how do you do the Easter egg on Shinonuma on Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies?
You tell him.
What was the other thing?
I can't remember the steps, but I've done it
Me
before.
either.
There was another thing
that
that was
zombies, though. That's my Call of Duty thing. Like periodically, I'll fire up zombies because that's just such a fucking fun mode.
Yeah. I've only played zombies when I played a Call of Duty. It's just like, you know what? I don't only care about the zombie stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But like, it's really fun in that context. You know, you can really appreciate the mechanics of it all. It's nice. It's innovative.
Yeah. And I know one of them had like
of
them had like John F. Kennedy as a playable character.
Yes, that one rules.
Black Ops. Yeah, the Pentagon map. You had to. They brought that map back, but you had to spend like $100 and something on the game to be able to play it.
Jesus
Oh, that's
Christ.
Activision.
They do that
Oh,
pretty much
yeah,
every single
right.
time they release one with zombies now. It's like, all right, here's the new zombies. If you spend a bunch of money, you can get the old zombies stuff.
Yeah, that's frustrating, but like, I just buy the old ones. I don't care.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
Yeah.
not playing them hardcore or anything. Yeah, it's just a mini game for me.
The old ones are dirt cheap, anyways.
Yeah, like I play it the way that I play like Vampire Survivors. You know what I mean?
That's how I was hoping to be playing Battlefront right now, but man.
Oh yeah, the Battlefront launch went terribly.
It's not even the launch that it went terribly. It's the fact that the game is bad.
Yeah.
It was broke. They broke it.
Yeah, and it's like 80 gigs for 2 games that were in total less than 10. That's ridiculous.
Jesus.
And they only play in enough servers to like host like 190 people at a time,
which is awful, especially for a big Star Wars game. This is Star Wars.
It's not just Star Wars. It's a nostalgic Star Wars competitive shooter.
It's one of the Star Wars things that like I know, you know.
Yeah.
Gaming is in a weird place right now.
Oh yeah, with all the layoffs and canceled projects. Do you know that there was like a live service Spider-Man game that was canceled?
No.
Yeah. Last week I said to someone, I'm so glad gaming's finally back. With Helldivers and Battlefront on the horizon. Everything's so great. I mean, Helldivers is still good, thank God.
Yeah.
It's still the
And
same.
it seems like the company's doing everything they can to maintain goodness.
Oh, all the shit they're doing in there is just the kind of shit that I already love.
Yeah.
It reminds me of some of the ways that Treyarch would tease zombie stuff. Just because, like, you could be in map and find, like... And I mean, like, really, like, low number chances opportunity be in map and find, like, one of the new things that's not supposed to be in the game yet, or, like, the flying enemies they haven't fully implemented. Or just even see, like, aliens trying to communicate with the other NPCs.
Mm-hmm.
All cool stuff.
But it's also, like, their business practices of just, like, hey, we're not going to overhire just because we did this. We're going to maintain our staff and keep them on and not lay anybody off and do all that kind of stuff. It's like, thank you for actually knowing how to run a business.
Yeah, for sure. A real rarity these days.
Yeah, I mean, like, speaking of businesses, like, DreamWorks just laid off half of their staff, and that's no good.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This character I'm talking to is holding a sweet little baby jumping spider as a regular baby. That is adorable.
I thought you had like arachnophobia.
No. That's cute. Jumping spiders are cute. They're inherently cute.
So you were saying, Buster? No, you're fine.
About the DreamWorks layoffs? Yeah, they happened. It sucks. I mean, granted, like the last good film was like 2021 with like Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, but that's still like people still want to make good films there. It's just they're getting corporate meddled to death and shit.
Yeah, I mean that's really the whole industry at this point.
Yeah, it's like people like there's good shit coming out from like everything, but it's like also just the actual people making them are being suffered under like executives who don't know shit about the creative process or how to run a business.
Right.
Yeah, it's finance bros.
It's ironic. My brother's going through a very similar thing as an ad agent. You know, like all the agencies are being bought up by these, you know, giant monopolies, and then they're like passing down these completely unreasonable demands and like forcing people out and everything, and like it's just everything, you know.
So it just sounds like late stage capitalism is happening to all of corporate America.
Exactly. It's horrifying.
Yeah. And it's going to cause a giant economic crash. And none of them are going to learn their lesson. And in 10 years, we'll be in the same place again.
Yep.
Yay. Hey, yay.
I've been trying to figure out how to position myself to be in an area that's not going to be affected directly by some of that, but I don't know if that's possible.
I feel like every area is gonna, like, we're all going to feel the whiplash of it, like, either as, like, people like in the field or just like people who want to like enjoy the things, you know.
Yeah, one of the reasons why I'm trying to get out of the insurance world is because I'm in Florida, and realistically, not like putting on a tinfoil hat whatsoever, it's bad. Like the insurance is like hyper mega bad. Like if there was I don't know, like it's a probably the worst it's ever been.
It's a bubble right now.
Not even like it's most companies are leaving. My company, Allstate's about to leave. State Farm's probably going to leave. It's probably going to end up turning into what happened to California, where they're going to have to kind of change insurance just in general. Like it's not going to be the way it is now.
Yeah, jeez.
It's more.
It's probably going to get a lot worse before it gets better, and some of us might have to leave the state to continue existing. Rent's going to be so astronomically expensive that no one's going to be able to afford to live here or buy a home.
Right.
Oh,
fun stuff.
I mean, I have had the little back of the brain idea of the second any of this YouTube stuff gets successful and I have any kind of income, it's like, all right, where can I move that's reasonable? And just searching,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm always on the cusp of making money on YouTube, but then I just don't get there.
What's holding you up? You have all the subs. Is it just the watch time?
It's the watch time, yeah, 100%. And like, it doesn't really help that the videos I make are like super short. So it's not like if a video blows up, it's not getting as much watch hours as say like a freaking hour-long retrospective blows up.
I get it.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I don't know. I have been thinking about taking like after this like marathon I'm doing is done. I have been thinking about taking a break and focusing on one big video to like.
Good.
But like I don't know if I want to do that. It's like that's.
I know. I get it.
I don't know. Creator stuff is weird right now. Like especially like so many people are just like calling it quits or like taking a step back.
Also, like, the YouTube algorithm pushes the longer videos, so like, because that's what's in right now.
Yeah.
So like, I animate, so I try to get out, like a 30-second to like 2-minute sketch every week, and that's a lot. It's stop motion. It takes forever. And it's great. It's great when those pop off, and I'm glad that so many have been lately. But like every time they do, my watch bar crawls up like 30 hours.
Yeah, it's. I always say like the Paul brothers shit when that happened in 2020. What year was it? 2017.
2017-18, yeah.
Yeah, the thing that changed how YouTube monetization works is the worst thing that's ever happened to YouTube because it's just.
I agree. Yeah.
Like it made everyone like it just made the executives lose brain cells for like. I mean, they've already been losing brain cells, but like even more so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I kind of focus on Patreon and everything so much.
For sure, yeah.
I just feel
I'm not making a ton of money off of it, but like $16 a month, that's not bad.
Right. Like that's another thing for me though, is I always feel really awkward just like cramming in the like and sub thing on so short of content. Like how long do I leave it in
I
there
feel
that
that
it's
too.
visibly tangible to people, and also not half the video.
I'm so glad that I just have an ongoing video series that's like 20 minutes long, and it's just like, all right, cool, I can knock this out in like a few hours.
For sure.
It doesn't get a super ton of views because it's just like it's a review of Kamen Rider as the show's coming out.
Right.
I'm just theorizing on talking about themes and what is the show trying to say and theorizing. Who the fuck am I and why should anybody care about me? So like it niches, and then there's just a big filter of like who gives a shit about my opinion. It's very hard to sell to people.
Mm-hmm.
That's just because you say you have to restructure what you think you are worth within yourself.
I understand this, Cody, but it's also just an aspect of marketing I'm fully aware of that I gotta sell myself, and it's just slightly difficult to do that, especially when if I was like a Toku VTuber, I was like fully Toku themed. Oh yeah, super easy to fucking market that. I'm not a Toku style VTuber. I'm a little robot dude.
Yeah. I mean,
like,
I do think that you are
I'm a weird
making the best
motherfucker.
of it,
Here's what I like.
You've got your 20-minute show, as you say, which is basically a perfect vessel for plugging yourself, and people are bound to run into that when they're engaging with your content. So like, that's the sort of thing that I just don't know how to do. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah. But
that's the tough part of being a YouTuber, is you have to have like a sort of grasp on marketing and production and writing, and like it's like I'm doing all of this shit on my own. I have to build sets and stuff, like it's crazy. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff that you have to know, and I certainly have plenty to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just feel like guilty plugging Patreon and shit, like on Twitter and stuff, just because it's like the other people need that money, man.
Right.
I don't know.
No,
Like
just remember that if somebody chooses to, anytime you ask, that's because they're thinking it's worth it, and they're making that conscious decision with their own money, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That's why I try to make it worth something. That's why I have like a weekly exclusive video and exclusive podcast and shit.
I'd love to do more of that, but like I just like I don't have the. I'm already doing like so many videos like for the public channel.
Right.
Yeah, realistically, if you think about it, Buster, I am making 2 videos a week and editing the podcast.
Yeah, you're. I mean, you have way more free time than me.
It's a full job,
Yeah.
While also editing and working on the next big scripted video essays I work on.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, like without saying what topic it is, how's it going?
I think I have all the additional footage I need, and I just need to plug it in and then clean it up.
Groovy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I edit it weird. I think I might. What I do is I do the A pass of just like the me on camera with the audio, and then I do just place everything that I'm talking about, like the PNGs or memes or whatever, and then I go in and go like, all right, what's the special effect I want to add to this?
I've seen people edit. I've heard people edit like that. I'm very blunt force editing, for lack of a better word. Like where it's just hey, like especially because copyright, I cover a lot of like Toei stuff, so I don't want to So I've already got stricken before by them. I don't want to like freaking what's it called? Anger the beast. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Use screenshots.
Screenshots.
That's what I do. Yeah. I got striked by Toby one time, and I said, "Fuck this."
Yeah, I'm just
flip it and reverse it.
I got that fucking forever ago when I tried to do it was for the fucking trailer for Build. That was forever ago. And I had to like re-edit it like 5 times, just adding more filters to the footage till it's just like this is barely recognizable. Never doing that again.
Mine was fucking retroactive. They went in like 6 months later and like took it down and striked me with like 0 notice. Like I didn't get an email or anything. You're supposed to get one to give you like a week, but they just skipped through it, and I was like, all right. Well, I'm never doing that again.
I'm surprised the freaking like my build video, which used so much footage, got passed, but like the Two Kaiser video, nah. There's a reason that's like I basically just retooled that Two Kaiser video into the full Zenkaiger review.
I did that Izu music video that's like 2 halves, and the first half totally fine, no problem. They were like, you can air this. Second half blocked. Like the second it got to the movie footage, they just blocked the hell out of it.
Rest in rib.
Rib.
Super let me play basically all of Revenge of Belial.
Oh shit, it's a Black Widow. Holy crap.
Like a spider?
Yeah.
No, the chick.
Oh my god, it's Scarlett Johansson. Get out of here.
What are you doing in my video game?
Oh my god, is that Major from Ghost in the Shell in my video game?
That's crazy. No.
You remember when they made that Hatsune Miku meets Scarlett Johansson ad to fucking propaganda Japan into liking her for that movie?
I think that was like before Ghost in the Shell, but I could be wrong.
Right, it was to break the ice with the Japanese audience. Oh god. Not quite as good as the Domino's Pizza ad, though.
Yeah, the Domino's Pizza ad's legendary. You can't top that one.
That's peak internet.
Yeah. So much good YouTube poops.
I just rewatched Fresh Prince of Blair.
Yeah! Actually, did I share with you that video essay on Fresh Prince of Blair?
Yeah, that was solid.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like surprised. I was like, I felt jealous because I'm like, oh, this is something I would do, like
Right.
covering like niche internet thing. But no, the
Yeah,
video
for
is just
sure.
really well written.
Yeah. Like it's one of those things where it makes you mad because you realize like you can't just sit around waiting for shit to happen, you know?
Yeah, just gotta do it.
Yeah, you just G'd that shit.
Yeah, standing around won't do anything.
Right.
I mean, actually, Boygo doesn't like that. He's watched like a couple episodes of G'd.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think I just got
Pretty alright.
busy with life.
Yeah.
I've been watching Ginga.
Oh yeah, that's one of the shortest ones. I really like Ginga. Honestly,
Yeah,
I know it's like some
Ginga.
people really didn't like it, but no, I thought it was relatively charming, especially given
I
the
like
circumstances.
Ginga a lot. He's a good boy.
Yeah,
He reminds me a lot of Gintaro from Forza.
yeah. I mean, it's similar vibes, high school setting.
And like he becomes buddies with everybody, and like
yeah,
he just is generally a good boy. He's not a
Yeah.
creep, you know. Like he's fun, and he's not afraid to just fuck people up.
yeah. God,
Plus, he keeps dunking on the cop, and I think that's really funny.
yeah, it is funny.
I got the ultra active him. I hear it's the worst one.
Oh yeah, but that's probably because it was the first one.
No, I think it was the last one, right? That seems to be where it ends.
Oh! I thought you were talking about the Ultra Action. Ultra Act was like the SH figure arts of the Ultramen before.
Before Figuarts got the license, yeah.
Or no, I think they did get the license. They just had a stupid name for it first.
Oh, I have no idea. I am.
Yeah, I'm a bit.
But those things are incredible. Like that one, the legs were floppy was the big thing, so I just did the super glue thing, and now they're fine. My one problem with it is his titty keeps falling off.
Yeah.
Which makes it very hard to do like rolls and stuff because gravity will just pull that thing right out. But I think they're really incredible. I got the 80 as well, and like the fact that they have like a flight peg that you can swap in with their back, it just makes them perfect for animating. It's incredible.
You know what I want?
What?
I want a high quality figure of Columbo.
Yeah.
Why hasn't that happened already? Why isn't like NECA doing
Columbo.
exists.
Give me Monk.
No,
Let me look.
I swear I've seen like one of those weird ass companies, like one of the weird Chinese companies, like doing a Columbo.
That
I
makes
might just
sense.
be having a fever dream.
There's
I
a
don't know,
couple
like,
third party ones I found where it's like
yeah, they'll call them something different, but it'll like somehow they get around the licensing the same way
it's
the Transformers do
like
by calling like Prime like Stime or something like that, like Optimus Stime. So just search like Balumbo. I'm sure that'll get you what you want.
Hello, I am Balumbo. Have I told you about my wife?
Columbus.
There's a Lego Columbo I found, which is like the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I don't even think it looks like Columbo. It just looks like a guy. Wait, wrong image. I think the image didn't load.
Point and laugh that you cannot embed an image properly in a Discord.
Yeah, it failed. Okay, this one.
Terminally offline, loser.
It's Columbo-esque.
Yeah. There was a worse one I was trying to share, but this is the second closest I could find.
I went out to LA for TFCon and I visited my friends.
Oh
and I
yeah.
got to see all their Common Rider mini.
Oh yeah, well, that's the big reason I wanted to bring you on, Tim, because you went to TFCon. I'm super jealous.
Yeah.
So just like I don't know, like you went to like the vendors, you met like some of the actors as usual.
I had dinner next to the guy that does the Skybound covers. And
Warren Johnson or someone else?
I'm not quite sure.
Let me double check.
Because I'm pretty sure Danny Warren Johnson's been doing the main covers for Transformers.
Okay. Did he have like a long history of like drawing for IDW?
No. Maybe it was like
I'm talking about the main. There may be variants.
Yeah, I don't know which one, but it was really cool because like this was the guy with like a very long history working for the Transformers comics, and he was just hanging out with his friends, and we were at the next table, so I got to like hear him just talk all this shit about like weird war stories, you know.
Yeah.
Like stuff that, you know, you wouldn't consider like acceptable for like convention stuff necessarily, but like is really, really fun and insightful to have picked up on personally. I'm not gonna blow up his spot and like repeat any of it or anything, but dude was having a good time.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Good for him. You know.
Yeah. I mean, like that's cool. Like, it's nice that he got to come out to the convention and hang out with his buddies and just like talk about how weird Transformers can be sometimes.
Yeah,
Like
like
that's
especially
why
the
you go to
production
conventions.
shit. Production, like I feel like the Transformers has kind of always been plagued with a bunch of production bullshit.
Oh, for
Often.
sure, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the
Um,
thing where it's like you're trying to tell stories, but you're also trying to sell toys. There's always going to be like,
a huge degree of like corporate compromise, yeah.
yeah,
That's
like I
why I
know,
think
like,
like G.I. Joe is so great at how much it managed to get away with. And I think really G1 Transformers as well. Like there's some
yeah,
really incredible content in there, I think.
yeah,
You have to sift through it and accept that it's a Reagan era commercial, but like there's a lot of heart behind it, you know?
yeah.
I ran into Buzz Dixon. He's very cool. He wrote for G.I. Joe back in the day. Uh, and he was like surrounded by weebs, so I rescued him, and we talked about how like shockingly leftist G.I. Joe became in the 80s, which
Mm,
was a lot of fun for me. He seems like a very chill dude with his heart in the right place.
yeah,
Real legend. Like, yeah, like as somebody who writes, it's just very humbling to meet people who like are so open about the ways that they've been constrained by corporations. Like the
yeah,
whole Cobra La 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 thing, you know, where he was like, Cobra La being the name of the Cobra land and everything, and their chant, them being like suggestions that he thought were like just too bonkers for anybody to even consider, so that he could try to buy time to get out of it. And then they were like, "Oh, that's really good," and he was like, "Ooh,"
Oh
like those are
no, I have to
crazy
write that
stories.
now.
What's that?
Oh no, I have to write that now, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Uh-oh, I've been hoisted by my own petard, you know? Like, that's so funny to me, and it's nice that he's so open about stuff like that these days. I met Baroness, which was really cool. Uh, I think she's a very funny lady.
yeah.
She's a solid voice actor, and I think Baroness is hilarious. So that was fun.
Have you been reading Duke?
What's Duke?
It's the Skybound GI
Yeah,
Joe stuff.
starring Duke.
I haven't. If there's one that I'm picking up, it's gonna be Cobra Commander, but I've been super busy
Yeah,
working on stop
Duke
motion,
is
so
pretty
I've
good.
mostly just been
Basically,
watching.
Baroness
Yeah.
shows up in that, and she's great in it.
Oh, great. I love her. I
so now
love
you have a
her and
reason.
Lady J. Lady J is bae. Um, but it was just really great. Like we went to the dealer's room, we had a good time. I got that 3-0 Year of the Dragon Optimus, which is nice for me because I'm Year of the Dragon, and also I needed a golden Optimus for the Transformers show that I'm working on. So that was cool. I got Armada Demolisher, mint on card. So that was a very fun experience, very nostalgic for me. Armada was my shit growing up, and this thing holds up surprisingly well.
Yeah, like it was like Beast era where they started getting
Nice.
like the modern articulation, and then like the movie stuff propelled the articulation even forward. At least that's
Yeah,
how I
for
understand
sure.
it.
I feel like Hasbro's made some incredible strides since this era, but this one in particular, I think holds up extremely well. Like
Yeah,
it has a lot more articulation than I was expecting, especially considering how much of a brick he is. And
yeah,
like the minicon stuff, it just takes me back to my childhood. That's the best
yeah.
gimmick in all of
Like I've
Transformers.
been open about how animated was my
I agree.
Transformers, but
Yeah,
like I do have like a respect for the anime like gimmick era, for lack of a better word. The
yeah,
Unicron, like I just love the like I love gimmicks. I love combining. I love like messing around with toys outside of Trans. I mean, Transformers itself is a gimmick, transforming cars into robots.
right. Yeah,
So
so
it's
just go
like
into it with the good ones,
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Like,
and it's
hell,
like
I
I
like Pretenders, I don't care.
yeah, and I kind of like makes me wish like man, like I
No
wish the
skins.
mainline show had like opened more. Like I mean, they kind of like are doing some new stuff like with Earthspark the Terrans. The Terrans are a
Yeah.
really interesting concept, and like that's more of a writing. I think it's more of a writing
Yeah,
strength
because
than a
at the end of the day, in terms of, like, toys, it's just another Transformer, you know?
yeah. They're just more varied, and but it's like it's more of a it's still like really good stuff. I really like the Terrans and Earthspark. Earthspark in general is just so good.
And I mean, the
Yeah,
Transformers comics has been phenomenal.
Yeah, just like
that's what I
Transformers
hear,
on the
yeah.
up and up. Like I mean, like I feel like 2023 was kind of the year of Transformers, for lack of a better word. Like you had the Rise of the Beast.
Rise of the Beast.
Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah, I know people didn't like that movie, but like they're wrong. That movie banged.
I agree. I think I walked out of it with my friend who's Dominican, and they were like, "Oh, finally they made one of these for the hood," and I was like, "Yes." Like the
Yes.
second that they started mentioning sickle cell anemia, I was like, "Oh my god, this is a black people movie! Great!" Like that's why they got Steve Capel for it.
Yeah.
And like that's just such a refreshing take after fucking pasty ass Mark Wahlberg for fucking however many movies.
2 movies, which isn't a lot, but that's still not.
It was
that's
too
still
many,
more than.
honestly.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
felt
too
like
many.
7.
Yeah. I did like Bumblebee, but you could kind of tell it was in that era of like 80s, like nostalgia being at its peak, and that could get annoying. But I still
do
think that
really
movie
like
is still good
Bumblebee, yeah.
enough.
I think it's very good at like going back to basics. Like my peak Transformers vibe is always that sort of G1 and Armada like Archie during wartime, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Archie meets Punisher, that sort of thing.
I need to reread that because I
It's
actually
so
know I
good.
was
It's
my
so
my
good.
my high school like had a bunch of comics I could rent, and it's how I
Awesome.
read stuff like Scott Pilgrim for the first time, and one of them
Right
was
on.
Archie versus Predator, and I remember like reading the
Nice.
first few pages, and then I just saw one
Incredible
of the
ending.
characters die, and I'm like, maybe another day.
Did you ever
Like,
finish it?
No, I need to finish it. The only Archies I've read was like the 2015 reboot.
Yeah.
Not the Riverdale stuff. It's like
The
the
Mark Wade stuff, yeah.
Mark Wade, yeah.
I like
that, I
that
thought,
that Jughead reboot a lot, so of course it got
oh yeah,
canceled.
yeah, Chip Zdarsky, yeah, such a good
Yeah.
writer. Like I always say Chip Zdarsky is like my Spider-Man writer because Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, was like one of the first things I read when I was like getting into comics, like in
Yeah.
2017. Like full time, not just in like, hey, I'll check out a book occasionally. I'll hear about people describe comics. No, I was like, I want to go to a comic store and I want to buy a comic, and like that was like everyone was like, hey, the current Spider-Man run sucks. Whether Chuck's and checked out this alternative run, which is kind of funny given like now we have the Spectacular Spider-Man and Ultimate Spider-Man that are just way better than like Amazing Spider-Man.
I mean that tends to happen, you know. The main
Yeah.
story tends to get saddled with the baggage of keeping the development going, you know.
Yeah. It's also just they've been making some very
Stupid
odd
choices.
choices.
Well, that's nothing new to mainline Spider-Man.
No.
Yeah, I
Read
understand.
Transformers though. Transformers is good.
Yeah,
though.
Transformers.
That's what I hear. Yeah, I'm waiting for the TPB. So if that's coming out,
That
soon,
comes
somebody
out
let
May
me know.
7th, actually.
Okay, great.
Ooh,
I've got
wow.
that Marvel Godzilla omnibus on lock.
Yeah, I wanted to get the ROM omnibus, but it's too much money, so I read it
I feel you.
online.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm that way with like New
Rondibus.
Mutants and shit.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of, it's kind of been like Boingo, I wanted to ask you, what did you think of the first issue of Ultimate X-Men?
I haven't read it yet, but I've heard really good things.
Oh, it's really good. I really dug it.
Here's the thing: I've been so focused in on Fall of X,
Oh,
making
yeah.
sure I read all of that. It's just like, okay, Ultimate, I'll read you in a bit. I am trying to make sure I don't miss anything of the fall.
Yeah, because like they're gonna relaunch the books too, which I'm actually pretty interested in checking out the relaunches.
The relaunches are the teams they got to be behind the books.
Yeah.
The setup of the books themselves, like it seems like it's gonna be pretty dang good.
I'm looking up like the X-Men 2024 relaunch just to make sure, because I know it's like I know what all the creative team is. Like I know Gail Simone is doing one of them, which was kind of leaked ahead of time. I might just check out Jed McKay X-Men just because it has Magneto on it, and I like Magneto.
Yeah, Jed McKay's a great comic writer. He's been doing Moon Knight, and he's been doing the Avengers, and he's been nailing both of those books.
Yeah, I'm reading. Actually, I do like the the business word pitch that they gave, where it's like Krakoa is no more, but the X-Men fight on from their new base. Like they raise a flag of defiance. Oh, that's actually really cool. I might check that out.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I wanted to get into Krakoa, but it seems like Krakoa was kind of like, for lack of a better word, it was for the fans.
Yeah.
It did a lot to change things, so it wasn't like fan service, you know?
Yeah. Like it just I don't know.
that
Yeah.
sense?
No, I can see why where it's like it challenges the characters, but like it still feel like this is kind of what the fans needed after like a few years of like mixed stories, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta shake this stuff up a little bit. It's
It
why
wasn't really like
commentators
beginner
have been
friendly. I
done with
tried reading
more recent.
Hoxpox, like, and I just like, man, oh my god, this is a lot.
I mean, Hoxpox is just a lot in general. It's
Yeah.
just a very deep, like,
It's a great character dive. I will give it that. Yeah. But, like I think for now, for my X-Men fix in comics, I'll stick to Ultimate X-Men until like these new books come out, and I'll try them. I'll try at least the first like few issues of each.
I'm trying to find the image where it's just like all three of the covers side by side.
Oh, I found it. Here, I'll get it to you. I got it. Yeah, right here. Yeah.
All right. So there'll be adjectiveless X-Men with McKay and Stegman, exceptional X-Men with Ewing and Carnero, and uncanny X-Men with Gail Simone and Marquez. And we're also getting Phoenix, X-Factor, Storm, NYX, X-Force, and Wolverine.
Yeah, I feel like just saying where there's Wolverine book, that's like saying water is wet.
Yeah, but a Storm solo? That's pretty good.
Yeah, a Phoenix. I'm a bit like I know like he's not part of the like usual X Force, but I'm like not X Force. I mean usual X-Men like line of books, but like I'm like, where's Deadpool? I want a new Deadpool book. I mean, that's actually being a bit too gluttonous. The last one was really good. I'm okay with having Deadpool take a break.
We're getting a new movie.
Exactly.
Deadpool's also been a major part of Fall of X because he's been on the Uncanny Avengers.
Oh, fascinating. Well, it's like, is he just comic relief, or does he actually like do anything?
No, okay. Legitimately, the reason he's on the team is Captain America was like, "All right, I'm gonna start working on fighting Orcus to help the mutants." So he recruited a team of mutants, and basically it was him, Quicksilver, Monet, which is a popular character. I don't remember her hero name. Rogue and Deadpool. And literally, Deadpool's on the team because Steve goes, I needed a soldier. I know he's trustworthy. He's been trustworthy. And his trust betrayed him because he didn't realize that I had been replaced with Steve-Ul. So he followed him into Secret Empire. And I owe it to Deadpool to try and make that right. So literally, it's Steve Rogers going like, yo, you're a good dude. You got fucked over. I'm helping you out.
Man, it sounds really cool. I just hate to think of anything in that realm of that Captain America.
Yeah, no, here's the thing. Yeah. He's the bad guy of that series because they literally break him out to be a false flag attacking people as a mutant. And it's just all just fuck you, you shitty fascist asshole. Just kicking him in the nuts.
That's good.
However, he does do a great villain thing near the end. You know the most iconic Captain America moment where he goes like, I'm only loyal to the dream while he's draped in the flag?
Yeah.
Evil Steve does that to kind of like that twisting of patriotic symbolism to fit your nationalistic needs.
Democracy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been like a really big year for X-Men, honestly. I mean, you have the new 97 show coming out. You have the what's it called? The new books and the end of Krakoa. You got the Deadpool movie. Just like it's X sweep, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
What's going on with the guy that got let go from the X-Men?
The creator?
97? Yeah.
That guy, apparently he was kind of a shithead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was a big shithead.
And they were just trying to find an excuse to fire him. And they were like, oh, you post feed on OnlyFans? Bye.
Yeah, weird reason, but like you should have just fired him earlier instead of just.
You need just cause in a lot of states.
They shouldn't be able to fire you because you have an OnlyFans.
No, he was a bitch to work with. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
They didn't want to work with him anymore, but they needed a reason to let him go.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Deadpool does show up in the last issue of Miss Marvel.
Oh yeah, I gotta get on the new Miss Marvel books. Like,
Miss
yeah, I still need to
Marvels.
read the first one. I haven't read
Miss
that
Marvel,
one.
the New Mutant.
New Mutant, and then it's like, what's the next one? The next.
I'm trying to remember.
Let me look this up. I just the whole Mutant Miss Marvel thing just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. So it's just
It is handled really well.
I know, but like, just I'm still a bit burned.
What happened? Did she catch Mutant from Rogue?
No, what happened is she dies, was able to be resurrected, and basically only mutants were being resurrected. And so they were like, hey, so technically you're an Inhuman and a mutant? So what the whole thing is, like, your Inhuman ability hid your mutant nature from Cerebro, but now it's kind of like, we know what it is. We don't know what your power is. We don't know if you'll even have a power. Maybe your Inhuman thing, like, canceled it out, but you are a mutant. You have the X gene. And the first one of that new status quo is Miss Marvel New Mutant, which is her literally going like, it doesn't matter if I'm a mutant, doesn't matter if I'm an Inhuman, doesn't matter about all these different identifying markers. I am Miss Marvel, and I am going to try my best.
Yeah.
My dumbass thought we were talking about Carol Danvers, and I was like, oh, I thought she was like Kree or some shit.
No, she's on the Avengers, and literally in the last issue of the Avengers, her and Tony were going like, hey, when are we going to help the mutants? In a few weeks, give or take, things are in motion. Don't worry about it. And the new run for Miss Marvel is called Mutant Menace.
Yeah, Mutant Menace. Yeah, I was just about to say, yeah. I still need to make that comics of Miss Marvel video. I was gonna make it in October, but things happened in October that made me not want to talk about Marvel for a bit.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into it, but yeah, I just completely like. I still don't really have like much. I want to do the video, but like I'm not sure if I don't know. Like, shit's weird with like ethically talking about media, like in this day and age.
Didn't they say the critics are all right to do that? It's
not about strikes. It's not about strikes. It's about like
other stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just personal
heavy
conflict.
stuff that's not.
Yeah, heavy stuff that like I don't want to get
Yeah.
into.
Yeah. You're fine.
Here's Deadpool patting Miss Marvel's head.
Oh, that's adorable. That's adorable. God bless the artists on these books.
And this book is still written by Aman. She came back.
Yeah, she did the coming back from the mini, which is great. Great for her. I hope she, I hope she gets like a long-standing career in comics writing if this whole acting thing doesn't work out, because she clearly has passion for this shit. You know.
No.
I would love to see her tackle like other characters, even for like a mini. Like, you know. Man, we're talking a lot about comics today. It's almost like we're comic fans or something.
Well, we could always talk about toys.
Oh, you want to talk about Street Sharks, Cody?
I sure do want to talk about Street
Okay,
Sharks every single day, every moment.
Go off,
Chris, you want to join me in some Street Sharking?
Oh yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Do they fight, bite, and I forgot the rest of the lyrics of the song.
They bite. Street Shark.
Do they stand for everything, right? Are they Jossum, perhaps?
They're modernly articulatedly Jossum.
Interesting.
And coming to a store near you in a few months or so by Mattel.
I thought they were just going to remake them.
No, they have like a little bit more articulation.
Good.
Yep, well, it was kind of wild because at first they announced them and they just showed 3. And I don't really know where all of it came out, but it all came out at once. It just didn't all get like seen at once.
Right.
But they did a stop motion video for them.
Oh, great.
Which really showed off all the different features all the toys had.
Nice.
I'm going back in my toy chat on my server, see if I can pull up the stuff you're talking about.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, but so essentially what they're doing is out of nowhere, they're just doing the whole first wave of figures. So we're getting all 4 of the Sharks and then Slash and Piranoid.
Nice.
And they quote, maintain their original feature. So they each have their original, like, owned thing that they did.
Yeah. The play feature.
Like, Jabber had, like, the head gimmick, and then, not Ripper, but it's either Streaks or the other name, but the guy who has rollerblades has his rollerblades. And then they all do have the quotation mark shark skin and movable jaw. For the ones that can actually have the movable jaw. Slash has the spinning nose gimmick again.
Thing, yeah.
But essentially, like, if you're familiar with the Motu, like, origins that they've been doing, that Mattel's been putting out, like, think of, like, their origins line, but, like, a little bit better. Because these are, like, 6.5-inch big, beefy sharks that do come in a box, but the box is around a plastic cage that is also meant to be modular. So each cage you get will disassemble and you can combine into your own little, like, larger cage, or I'm hoping to use it as a backdrop for things.
Yeah.
I actually might pick these up now that you're selling me. Especially I would just give myself like some monsters to fight for my hero figures to fight.
Yeah,
exactly. It scratches a bunch of different itches for me because I do love, like, monster humanoid looking things like that, and I've also just always excited.
Yeah, it is one of the best TMNT knockoffs.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, like that and Mighty Ducks.
Yeah. Mighty Ducks was crazy.
The hockey one or the cartoon one?
The hockey cartoon.
It's a hockey
with
cartoon.
The anthropomorphic ducks that used hockey-themed war gear and drove around in a ship shaped like the fucking Mighty Ducks mask.
Their planet played hockey too. Like it wasn't even an Earth thing. They're just like, oh, you guys have this as well?
Yeah.
Where we come from, we are all ducks who skate and play hockey.
Our society
Tim Curry's the bad guy.
God, they need to do something about it. Put that shit on Disney Plus at the very least.
Did they? Let me check. They did like a.
No, they didn't.
Oh,
not that I know of.
I think that may also just be held up in like weird rights issues because they don't own the Anaheim Ducks anymore.
Yeah.
But back to Street Sharks.
Didn't they get the Mighty Ducks movies on Disney Plus?
Yeah, they made like a sequel show to those movies.
Yeah.
I think that got like what's it called?
Oh yeah, recently they did.
Yeah. But I think those what's it called? Like movie the show got delisted because of tax write-offs bullshit.
It's always been really hard to get Disney Channel shows on like physical media too. Like I can't recall seeing very many like collections ever, mostly just like episodic selections.
I own all of Street Sharks, the entirety of Street Sharks on DVD.
Nice.
It cost me, Chris, what was it, like $4 at Kmart?
Yeah, about so.
Oh
it was
man,
$4 at our closing Kmart. It was like the last days of Kmart, and we found the complete collection of Street Shark.
Excellent.
And man, are all the titles of all the episodes silly. They're all movie quotes, or like movie titles. So it'll be like shark and it's just bad shark puns. It's like not even good. It's just like, man, you try like Shark Deanna Jones, A Tale of Two Sharks.
Yeah.
You know, shit like that.
When Shark
Sharkpocalypse Now is definitely one of them. That's definitely one of the last.
Excellent.
If I knew where that DVD was, I would bust that out and start reading. I don't know where that.
It's somewhere.
Shark Wars.
But you know, here's hoping that with the surprise popularity of Street Sharks coming back and the hurt that I see whenever they're like 30 years ago today, 30 years, 30 whole years ago, right now. Here, we brought them back 30 years later, and that's the amount of time it's been. It's 30 years right now. Anyways,
30.
It's still cool to see that everybody freaked out about them and like they're selling out and just constantly.
I'm sure
hard to get, I guess. Yeah.
They're wanted. They're wanted and loved.
And I think we're starting to see all of not just Mattel and all their departments, but other companies understand that perhaps what people want when it comes to nostalgia-based toys is the toy we remember but better, instead of the thing we kind of remember but different.
Right.
Not to like churn up any like, oh, it needs to be G1 if it's Transformers, because I love all of Transformers and I've experienced all of Transformers, so I want like all of the wild designs. I want more asymmetrical characters and like fat lots and stuff like the Wreckers, Michael Bay films. But anyways, we're starting to see Mattel do hyper-articulated retro TMNT toys.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, those Playmates.
Playmate. Yeah, that's Playmates.
Oh, that is Playmates. But they're coming out with the original Turtle toys, but with premium paint and modern articulation.
Cool.
which it looks cool. They're going to be at a $25 price point, which is why I'm attracted to. Same as the Street Sharks, which hell yeah. But it is kind of interesting to see that like somehow Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle is managing to have like every aesthetic out at once and like more than like 4 toy lines at once.
Yeah.
Like they got Super 7 turtles, they got NECA turtles, like NECA does all the different types of turtles.
Right.
Super 7 does all the different types. Retro releases, like it's just everywhere again.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Yeah,
some things
sorry.
never go out of style.
True.
Especially given
comes
that
and goes.
TMNT does that thing of perpetually, you know, evolving itself and changing itself into something new for new audiences. Like, I think that helps a lot to keep it relevant rather than just continuing the Fred Wolf show for, 40 years.
Yeah. But I mean, it feels good to see that. You know, we have like or Tim, what would your opinions be on the Missing Link Prime figure? What do you think of that?
I think it looks really good. People have been enjoying it. I think I mean that's that sort of thing where like I didn't grow up with Optimus Prime from G1. I grew up with, Fire Convoy and Armada Optimus, so like those are my guys, but like I really like G1 Optimus. I like my Earthrise, but if you're looking for like a more toy accurate version because that's what you grew up with, then I think that you really can't do any better than that, Like it looks fantastic.
Yeah, and I'm pretty much the exact same. I grew up with the same type of Transformers.
Mhm.
I did get to experience Beast Wars and Beast Machines.
Yeah, I was around for those. I was just less interested in the animal aspect than the cars aspect. But like that's entirely just personal taste. Like I bought all of the RTV Maximals. There's no like truck versus monkey bullshit here.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I didn't separate it like that, but I have the most vivid memory of running home and watching the first episode of Armada and seeing
Yeah.
like the Decepticon and Arc or the Nemesis and Arc chase each other and like the Minicons split off.
Yeah.
But I also watched Robots in Disguise completely.
Yeah. Right.
Which is the perfect tie-in to talk about Omega Prime, which got fully funded well.
Yeah.
I didn't get to back it, but I will just go to Cody's house and look at it myself when it comes or some shit. I don't know.
I did get to back it, but then I had to immediately cancel.
Aw, dang. Darn financial burdens.
Yeah. Sucks.
I'm ridding myself of a Devastator and Cosmos to alleviate some of that pain.
That's good. Cosmos is supposed to get reissued, so get in ahead of that.
Oh man,
well,
they already announced a new Devastator, right?
Yeah, they also announced new Devastator.
Excellent.
People still like the old one. I kind of didn't. I do like it. It's just like to touch on what Buster was talking about earlier, where you like combining toys. I also like that, and the act of combining that thing isn't fun. It's just a chore.
I getcha.
And also, it's not really like wow, this is a bunch of cool toys that also turn into vehicles and then make a big cool toy. It's kind of like, wow, these things aren't really meant to do anything but be Devastator, and any other mode just kind of doesn't feel right.
Under-engineered,
some of those vehicles are good, but like the robot modes are definitely bad. And it was during Titan's Return. No. Sorry, Combiner Wars. Forgot about that. Even older. But still, it's definitely time for a new Devastator.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they'd do another Cosmos, honestly, because I feel like that figure, while it is great, and I'm so thankful that I found one naturally in a Walmart.
Right.
It's not like a 13 out of 10 like I wanted my perfect little Cosmos to be.
Right.
So I'll go cry about it peacefully. But yeah, Omega Prime is coming, and I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, I will wait. I will patiently wait for the toy reviews and be jealous from afar.
Well, hopefully we'll get a cheaper third-party knockoff or something.
Yeah. I have been considering delving into the world of third-party Transformers, but I'm just like,
they're hit or miss, but when they hit, oh my god!
Yeah, they'll probably like look at reviews. Probably
I have that Fans Hobby Armada Megatron, and it's incredible.
Oh, they made an Armada Megatron. Ooh.
The thing that's really made me
Jinbao Bruticus, fucking disgusting. Like it's the size of my fucking dog.
Doggy.
Oh, I saw people calling for a new Bruticus because of Omega Prime, which I would love. Like, I love the Bruticus toy, and I had some parts of that. I never knew as a kid that was a G1 toy. Like, re-delivered. I was just like, wow, this is cool. But, I don't know. I remember I only had Bruticus, or not Bruticus, I only had Onslaught. That's who I had. I didn't have any of the other parts. I just got Onslaught not knowing that he can combine, and I just thought it was a cool truck.
Right.
I wish I still had that Onslaught on.
That's unfortunate. I know the feeling.
Yeah, I only went through that phase for like about 5 minutes, but I did reach the point one time where I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna do toys anymore. And it was when I was in my early teens, and I threw away a bunch of my, or I like sold a bunch of my Transformers.
That thing where you start to think that you're growing up, and you're like, oh, old me was so cringe.
Yeah, well, it was more like my parents.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
They were like, you need to grow up. You're gonna.
You have
grow
an
out of these
overactive imagination.
figures.
Or some bullshit like that.
Yeah, they're like, when are you gonna stop buying toys? Never.
Right.
Never, literally never. And it's all your fault. And I remind them of that all the time now. I point out the fact that every single one of my parents collects something, and my shit is just toys. My dad's shit is weird, eclectic, like eagle stuff and Indian stuff and wolf stuff. My mom's like horse stuff. My mom was a horse girl. That's funny.
Laugh.
And my grandpa likes cars. So there you go.
Nice.
I spend too much money on plastic.
I feel you.
We all got our hobbies.
We all have the same hobbies.
Oh yeah, true.
Pretty much.
Yes.
We all have our own unique, the same hobbies.
All unique. Boy, it's been a while since you've talked. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing. Sometimes you just gotta do, you know?
You do the do.
I do know.
Jesus.
Tim, since you mentioned you liked Robots in Disguise, or at least experienced it, what was your favorite toy from that series?
Oh, that's so tough. I was just thinking about like all the different like great designs there were, like the Grimlock construction combiner, the bullet train combiner, Convoy, of course, was incredible. Like it's really hard to pick. I was just thinking like I would kill for like a legacy update to the bullet train combiner though.
Same.
Because like that one sucked, but like I loved it, you know? Like it fell apart so easily. Like if you looked at it wrong, it just collapsed. But god
I
damn,
could never
what a cool
afford that
idea.
one. Oh, I know. Just because I loved trains as a kid, like I couldn't afford that one, but I would see the trains in that box, and I would think, "Holy shit, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen."
Yeah. You know what I actually what I really liked was the first ones that I bought were the Predacon trio. And like I just thought those were really neat. Like they have like the same engineering as like modern Rat Trap, you know? Or like Kingdom Rat Trap or whatever it is, fucking Tasmanian fucking Devil Kid, whatever. I haven't watched all the anime yet. But like they're very versatile and I think very cute and very simple to operate without being like uncomplicated. Like they were nice.
That's how I feel about this was it the Machine Wars figures that they recolored for Robots in Disguise.
I'm not sure.
They had it was like the little 2-packs they did. They'd do a Decepticon Jet and Tow Line, and then a Decepticon Jet and Mirage. But it was the white, teal, and purple Mirage, and then Tow Line was the original like purple, green, and purple Tow Line.
Yeah.
No, I don't think Tow Line has purple on. But anyways, my favorite is actually Wedge from the Constructicons.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
that's a good
just
one.
because I still have mine.
There's so many good ones from that period. That like Transformers Universe or whatever line.
Mm-hmm.
That just like spanned for like a couple of years and like rolled Armada in eventually and like X-Brawn, I think it was called. That one I really liked because it's so fucking like unorthodox. I really I went hunting for those at the convention, but they're all so fucking expensive.
I have my original Silver Brawn. I bought one unopened, and then I got very lucky. I used to do this a lot on eBay. I stopped doing it, but I used to like have this knack to be able to like search things incorrectly on purpose.
Yeah.
Like I was always able to like just I would type in like the weird description of what I thought something could be, is if I was like an old person trying to describe it, and I'd find somebody who's like cleaning out an attic of like their kids' old toys or something.
Reverse
And
engineering the elderly. Yeah.
yeah, and so essentially I got I'm trying to remember exactly who all I got with that. I got both of the 2-packs I just talked about, the one with Towline and the one with Mirage, unopened. Which I still had my original ones, but they were incomplete because those are some of the most loved toys I own.
Right.
And that's strictly the only reason why they're incomplete is because I took them with me out in the world, and they
Right.
have tiny guns and ball
Yeah,
joint arms. And then they also had a Brawn and the recolor like Power Links or whatever Brawn that was in the Wheeljack colors, which I
Right.
used to always want as a kid.
Yeah.
And I think I spent like $30 back in like 2015 for that, for all of that together as one thing.
Nice.
But yeah.
Groovy.
Yeah. Did we? Is that a podcast, Boingo?
No, there's still a few things we need to talk about. Big one is we missed talking about it last week. Akira Toriyama passed away.
Yeah, and I talked about it with Wyatt on Shit Shooters, the Patreon podcast, but yeah, shit hit hard. Like it just kind of came out of nowhere. Like
Yeah. It's very sudden
as it
stroke,
tends to.
from what I understand.
yeah, it was like it was like a tumor thing, like a private. Yeah, no, like it just shit sucks, man.
Yeah,
I
mean, the
will
man was a
say-
legend. He redefined how shonen action like portrayed itself in manga for decades. You know,
Yeah.
I've actually been studying a lot of Dragon Ball, like irrelevant of this, because I'm trying to get better at animating action. And I saw this like unreleased fight between everybody in Cell the other day, and I was like, Jesus Christ! Like the man had such a knack for choreography.
Yeah.
Like it's really, and that's just one facet. Like you read stuff like Dr. Slump and Sandland, and you realize the amount of range he had, even within just the one medium. Never mind, anime and video games and
I, like adapted his work.
yeah.
Like I always say the
realized-
manga is Dragon Ball manga is just so good and well paneled. Like
Yeah.
even the original, the Z portion, just all of it, just chef's kiss.
And especially in early Dragon Ball, I think the emphasis on training is really important. I've been thinking about that a lot lately, in terms of me trying to get better at doing action and stop motion, because I think it gives you a really solid, like, philosophical framework for the idea that you're going to be incrementally, slowly getting better through experience, every time that you try something new, which is what pushes me to try new stuff, new effects and like new genres and stuff. Like both in terms of stop motion and as a writer. Like it's a monumental loss, I think, to art.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
I mean,
I
he
think
go.
something that I've just absolutely loved here recently, just seeing the absolute like just flow of like celebration coming from every absolute corner of the world.
Yeah.
Like seeing I've seen videos of like the parade they did in like some place. I think it was like Mexico. I know. What Mexico did is they did the like all like one of the television stations did like a nonstop marathon. I know Adult Swim's doing a marathon. Just everyone's talking about it. I've seen like regular news talk about it because of how sheer unequivocally important it is, whether you know it or not. Like somebody knows one of the things that this man had the thought process of. And I was going to say, I never knew the influence of Dragon Quest on Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing those lined up the way that I saw somebody set it up, like seeing some of the characters and their influence on some of the Pokemon, I was like, holy hell. Some of my favorite designs were Toriyama designs before I even ever knew.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just the fact that he is literally the core of every contemporary shonen.
Right.
Like without Akira Toriyama be influencing, we would not have One Piece, we would not have Naruto, Bleach, and anything that those inspired wouldn't have come out.
Right.
And many more.
Yeah.
Like way more than that. There's like it's almost like
I'm talking specifically Jump kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because like that defined Jump. It's
And
almost hard to even
Jump.
like.
It's a very accessible comparison. Like, I get where you're coming from.
But it's also like it's interesting. What era is Dragon Ball actually from?
Early 80s, I believe.
Yeah, but it just feels so omnipresent. It doesn't feel like it's from any time period.
It's written to be so modern, and like the allegory of stuff like Frieza as a real estate tycoon and Cell as an outright fascist. I mean, this is stuff that's still relevant to the political discussion internationally today. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how well written some of that stuff was. Literally, it's just something he made up on the spot because his editor said, "I don't like what you're doing right now." That's bonkers to me.
It's like, hey, sometimes limitations breeds the greatest art, as they say.
Sometimes, like, that's the thing. You have to have an editor that knows what they're doing, and that brings us
or
back
they'll
to all the
challenge and push you to do better.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's Dragon Ball.
And then when the Dragon Ball franchise was going to be had a bad adaptation, he was like, "All right, fuck it, I'm gonna fix it."
Yeah. He said, "Hold my beer." Yeah.
I mean, it never really stopped. The video games kept on keep coming out and like reruns and like Kai, but like
yeah, but like brand new content.
Yeah, like
because Evolution happened, and he was like, "Nah," and so he made a short, and then it was like, all right, I have some ideas, and then Super happened.
Yeah, and then
the whole Xenoverse and Kakarot, like it's all over, and there's just constant new content. We got that one where they turn into little kids or whatever.
Yeah, that's the last thing he's apparently worked on properly.
Yeah.
Because he was apparently very involved. He was like overseeing animation and shit. Like,
and a new Sandland movie and video game, like that's crazy. Like
apparently, like that Sandland movie is getting cut up into a series, and there was a like 7-episode arc that he supervised for that series.
Really?
Like that's like after the movie, so it's like, hey, we get more Sandland. That's cool.
Excellent.
Like,
then we have another Dragon Quest coming out, right?
Yeah, Dragon Quest 12. That's gonna be an end of an era.
That's a question. Do you think they're going to change artists completely, or are they just gonna ask Toyotaro to do designs now?
They're probably just gonna ask Toyotaro.
Yeah, I feel really bad for Toyotaro, honestly, because it's just like, man, it's like the guy who like everyone's now looking at you, but you just probably want to mourn the death of the guy who got your start.
I feel you. Yeah.
I now this is just me being a dumb little speculative. Just no, I'm not trying to be callous.
Yeah, I know. I just pointing.
What if they task Oda for a Dragon Quest game?
I feel like he's too busy. He's trying to wrap up One Piece right now.
Yeah,
so. And like
he's saying, like that'd be a fun like change up.
Yeah. I think I talked about this earlier, where it's like I want more manga artists to do RPGs because, like, I mean, that's how we got Chrono Trigger, one of the best RPGs of all time.
Yeah.
I just feel like
this worst thing about Akira Toriyama though passing is like he is actually relatively common age for mangakas passing away.
Yeah.
Like he was like what 65, 68?
Yeah, 68.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that sounds about right for the average for mangakas passing away.
Yeah.
I'm like that shit.
Like that even sounds like a little bit on the older side of a mangaka passing away.
Yeah, because Takahashi was 50, I think, and then Mira was 40. It actually makes me kind of worried about Araki. But like he seems to be doing well for himself.
Araki has slowed down.
Vampire.
Araki slowed down with part 7. And and he like paced himself deliberately. I think Araki's gonna be fine. Yeah. I'm worried about Oda.
Oh yeah, Oda. He's putting on way too much work on himself. Yeah, yeah. I need to catch up on One Piece, but like it's just like, man, like I hope Oda can finish telling his story, not just even for me, but for him. Just like I know One Piece means way more to him than like even to us. So it's like,
I mean, he's been doing good things, but goddamn legend passing away.
Yeah. Just like I need to get back to Chrono Trigger.
What's everyone's like favorite Toriyama style like design thing?
That's a
it's always the vehicles. I love the way he draws little tiny contraptions.
Stole mine. I hate you.
I was gonna say like Trunks and Imperfect Cell. Those are like my two favorites. He's done.
So I'll tap into that one a little bit too. The anytime he starts doing stuff with like the way he designs like Cell and I guess what would be similar, like Namek is similar to like some of Cell's designs,
like aliens.
Yeah, like the Toriyama aliens, I think are just incredible to me. But Cell specifically, I've always like loved, just like getting lost in like the texture and pattern on them. There's something about that design. You could almost say it's perfect.
No. Here's the thing. Cell Arc, I think, has some of the best human character designs Toriyama ever did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But, like, even though they're mostly
varied.
robots.
But like you have Cell, 3 great amazing designs. 17 and 18, fantastic.
Yeah.
And then you have one of the best fucking designs of all of Dragon Ball, Android 16.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yep.
I was like, don't forget 16, man. 16.
My favorite robot. My favorite Toriyama robot. Oh, and the red ribbon bean mech. I had an Android 8, Android 16, no, Android 17 toy that came with a Red Ribbon Army purple bean mech. Man, I would kill for that toy again. I used to sleep with that thing legitimately.
Never change, Cody. Never change.
I probably won't. I don't know if I can.
It's just physically impossible.
It's physically impossible. He has too many spots to change.
I do. Or perhaps we're always changing.
Yeah,
No,
true. Maybe I'm just being facetious.
You're being fastidious.
Seashells down by the seashells.
Yeah. Anything else we want to touch on?
That horrible joke I just made?
No.
It's a good joke. Fuck you.
No.
Yeah, it was a fine joke.
You're fine.
No, you're not a fine bro. You're not trying to copyright the word react.
Can't believe that's their legacy. That's funny.
Here's the thing. I remember when they fucking made a goddamn sitcom based around like people playing music genres, and Jack's Films was on the show.
Oh. I know they made a movie, but like that was bad.
Fuck the Fine Bros. We don't need to worry about them.
Yeah. Who cares? Hey, Boingo, do you want to hear about Radiant Black? Because I caught up on it.
Nah.
Okay.
Take that, Buster.
That thing you're trying to do as a bit? No. Refuse.
It wasn't even a bit. I legitimately want to talk about like what I find cool. Oh, whatever.
You can talk about your thing. It's fine.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Do it.
Okay. Radiant Black. It's a comic book where people punch each other.
Oh.
Yeah, it's written by Kyle Higgins, who did he did the Marvel Ultraman stuff, and of course the first run of Boom Studios Power Rangers. And honestly, I think this is his best work, just because he's allowed to just be more creative. It's his like own original thing, so he's not tied back by like restrictions, so he can just do whatever. And right now they're doing this really cool split timeline arc where like there's 2 versions of each issue, and they're collecting them all in the trade paperback. So it's like even if you collect them through if you read it through the collected editions, you're still getting both stories.
That's good.
What's happening is basically like, so there's 2 Radiant Blacks right now, and the split timeline starts with, okay, one of you has to be Radiant Black for this war that's coming up. So they do that, and then the timeline splits because only one of them can be. And then that just leads to like a bunch of like revelations and just shit hitting the fan, where it's like, okay, to give you an example, one issue they'll be able to save people, but they'll be able to save the civilians, but shit will like hit the fan in like terms of like, oh, it's getting harder to fight these guys. But on the other hand, it's easier to fight these guys, but they don't save the civilians, and like. These like split timeline. It's not just like, hey, pick one and stick with it. No, they work to complement each other with like dramatic irony.
Like
I think that's really cool.
Yeah,
like it really leans into the more sci-fi aspects of it. And Yeah, I'm very excited to see where it ends up because apparently only one of the timelines is the canon one that was decided by a fan poll. They just because comics take a while, they just decided to do both at the same time.
Oh, why not?
Yeah, just to be like, hey, here's a cool what if. Yeah, I wonder if the other timeline, the one that didn't win, will still like play a factor in like foreshadowing.
Yeah,
and
they're
stuff.
gonna
Like,
converge at some point or something.
Yeah,
I could have
like,
swore I heard like a comic book podcast talk about it, and it's like, yeah, they're gonna converge somehow. Like they're gonna fuse.
maybe we'll see. What I was told was that like, they vote like people voted because this was like I took a break from the comic and then I'm like back in because that happens sometimes.
I
Yeah,
hope they don't fight. I'm so tired of this Radiant Black on Radiant Black violence.
Jesus Christ.
Tim.
How could I not?
Tim, you want to say
Applause.
something?
I
Yeah,
applaud.
whatever.
Congratulations, Cody. You no longer have the worst joke of the night.
Oh, give me a minute. I'll figure it out.
Okay, you boy, go
Anything
ahead.
else? Like we've been going on for a good chunk of time. Do you think it's time to chill and go home?
Yeah, Tim, show your stuff. Where could the people find you?
I'm on YouTube. On Zaya Enterprise America. I make hopefully better jokes than that every weekend. That's the whole thing. I'm on Facebook. Who gives a shit? Nobody cares. Facebook. I'm on Bluesky. Same. Who cares?
I don't even use Bluesky. I really should
Yeah,
use it more
it's
because all my
really
friends left for Bluesky, but I'm still on Twitter.
That's a rough, dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my stuff. You can find it if you want.
Yeah. Buster.
Okay, hi, I'm Buster Corp. I do too many videos on short that are way too short. And that's the pitch for my channel. Too many videos done in a short amount of time. But you can find that at the Buster Corp channel. Watch my Evangelion is not Ultraman video because I'm really proud of that, but that kind of underperformed at the time of recording. Who knows? These things take a while to come out. Also at Twitter at BusterBoy3. Also at Bluesky whenever I feel like going there to see what my friends are up to. Yeah, that's about it.
And hello, I'm Boingo. I do a
Wait, you
variety
forgot
of things.
Snow Cone.
Oh, Snow Cone.
I was gonna let it happen. Damn it. I'm Snow_Cone, and you could find me at never_robot on Instagram, or Snowcone83 on video game platforms probably, and maybe sometime on YouTube. I do have the Snowcone83 locked down, but I think there's only some Red Dead video there right now. Find me if you dare or care.
I care.
Or want to see a guy who doesn't have hair.
Well,
you haven't had hair for a while.
I know.
Hi, I'm Boingo. I do a variety of things on the internet, twitch.tv/Boingo Writer. I'm on YouTube at Boingo Writer, and you can follow me on a variety of social medias, Bluesky, so on and so forth. And the whatnot. This is Modular Components. I hope you enjoyed your time here, and I hope that you can leave a like and a comment and subscribe to the channel to get this podcast and many more. Anything else we want to say, buddies?
And many more. Thank you, Tim, for
rest
being
in
here.
peace, Akira Toriyama.
yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, a legend.